Imagine this. You're laying in the ocean, the sun on your face, a breeze gently rolling by, and then all of a sudden a wave hits you and you tumble all around. Now imagine harnessing the power of that wave to create electricity for your home. It's called wave power, and it's a new renewable energy source that could lower our electricity bills in the future. And it takes the motion of the waves and creates electricity. Now today we're going to discuss a couple things. We're going to talk about how electricity is traditionally created, how wave power is created, and if wave power could be a competitor in the electric market. Now let's first discuss how electricity is traditionally created. To make electricity, you need to take a magnet and move it across a coil of wires. Now to do this for decades now, we've been using coal and natural gas. We take that coal and natural gas and we heat up water, and it turns into steam and blows across a big turbine. Now that turbine is like a big fan, and as it turns, there's a magnet attached to it and a coil of wires around it. So that creates electricity. Now, according to the Public Utilities Commission of Ohio, the power plants in the state of Ohio, 53% use coal and 23% use natural gas. So now that we know how electricity is created with coal and natural gas, we're going to discuss how we can use the power of waves to do it instead. Now, waves are caused by wind blowing over the ocean. And if they're consistent enough, we can create electricity for your home. Now, a common method of doing this is called a float. A float sits on top of the ocean, and as the waves come, it floats up and down. Now, attached to it, beneath the ocean, is a magnet, and it sits in a coil of wires. So as the float goes up and down, so does the magnet. So I made an example of this here. Our float that we're using is a bobber, like you use for fishing. It's attached to household magnets, and there's a tube inside the wire, or inside the water, with coils wrapped around it. Now it's attached to this multimeter. As you see, it's reading 0. There's no waves. It's not generating electricity. So if I manually create the waves, you can see it jumps, and electricity is being created.
Cool.
So now that we know that you can create electricity with waves, could it be used to power our homes? So the USA on average uses 4,000 terawatt hours of electricity a year. That's a lot of power. According to the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management, the coastlines of the US could be used to generate 1,170 terawatt hours of electricity a year. So if we take a look at this map, the colors along the coastline are good areas to create electricity with. The East Coast here would create 160 terawatt hours of electricity. The West Coast gets into the pink area, that's even better. It's 250 terawatt hours. And Alaska would be a big power source. It would come in at 620 terawatt hours of electricity a year. That's a little over 25% of the electricity needs of the USA. So this shows that wave energy could be a significant source of renewable energy for us in the future. So remember, electricity is made by moving that magnet across a coil of wires. We do that with coal and natural gas at the moment. Waves can be used instead of that, and it's a renewable and natural source. And this could be a new major source of electricity for us. So the next time you're laying in the ocean with the waves swaying you back and forth, think about this new renewable energy source and how it could save you money on your electric bill in the future.